listening to Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy on 1220 AM KDOW. I'm your host, Erica Taylor Montgomery, and you can visit us online to get the scoop on upcoming shows, as well as listen to the archives of every show that we've done so far, and you can find that at punchmarketing.biz. That's punchmarketing.biz. We are in round one of Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy, and we are talking about communication and how business owners and entrepreneurs can communicate better. Our guest is from Mark Grimm Communications, the founder of Mark Grimm Communications, Mark Grimm himself. Mark, before the break, we were talking a little bit about how companies can really differentiate themselves from other companies and what makes them different. And sometimes that's so difficult for people in common industries, let's say real estate agents, financial planners, people who have a lot of competition in their marketplace, to really come up with a way that they're different. How do you suggest people work through that if they're in a field that has a lot of competition?
Absolutely, and they're the great realtors, financial planners, life coaches. For folks, I do 200 events a year, and I bump into a lot of these folks. And you really have to narrow it down, because typically, say, my customer service, I say stop right there. Everywhere I go, people tell me what great customer service they have. Then explain to me when I pick up the phone and try to get a company, I get 6 options, and I go through the 6 options, and none of them mine, and the phone hangs up on me. So, I don't believe people when they tell me they have good customer service now, because it just doesn't happen. You have to be able to prove it. And that's really what I think is important today's communication explosion, is to have proof and say, yeah, we have customer service. If you go to our bank, 95% of the time, you'll get a teller within 2 minutes. If you call our bank, you'll get a human person within 2 calls 93% of the time. I want proof that you offer good customer service, because if you don't have proof, I don't believe you.
Right.
Because everybody says they have customer service, and yet it's so rare that we get really good customer service. In fact, we just want to tell everyone when we do.
Absolutely.
So I think proof is, particularly today when we're bombarded with information, we consume information at an unprecedented rate. You have to have clear and compelling proof, and you have to have it up front.
I absolutely agree with you. And I don't think the answer, customer service, is really going to differentiate you from anyone. I think it really comes down to the other qualities that you provide, and customer service is something that needs to be proven. You can't just say we have it. I think it's something people need to experience firsthand before they'll actually buy into that statement. So, Mark, what do you think are some of the best ways that business owners and entrepreneurs can build their business profile?
Yeah, I think, and there's so much social media now, and I'll go to a LinkedIn profile, I'll find somebody, and they won't have a picture there, which I said that's like going to a mixer with a hood on. Or they'll have an incomplete profile. And I said, you got to be kidding me. You know how hard it is to get somebody to your web page, and you'll have an incomplete profile on LinkedIn, where a lot of people are doing business on LinkedIn. So and LinkedIn and Facebook, all of these things matter. But in the end, websites too often have been what one author once called brochureware, where they're just selling the same way a brochure is. And really a website should be about inbound marketing. Give people a reason to come to your website with a blog that has really good content, or video. I have Grimm Academy. I have videotapes that I put together on topics like how you deal with nerves when you're speaking, or what's the best speech you've ever heard, those kinds of things. So give people things. That will drive them to your website. And if you give things away for free, people say, hey, this is pretty good. I want some more.
Content is absolutely king on the internet. That's really what it is all about. You can have a site that looks beautiful and that is functional, but if you don't have good content there, none of it is going to matter.
Yeah, and what makes good content? Because everybody wants it. And it's a hard thing. You have to be ruthless with words. You have to really cut through all the clutter and get right to the point, because you don't have much people's attention span. In 1964, the average presidential soundbite was 45 seconds. Today, it's about 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Things have changed. The attention span has changed, and if you don't recognize that, the world is going to pass you by. So this idea of catching people's attention right away and saying, this is how we can help you, this is why we're a better alternative, and we're doing it in a compelling way with audio and video. We're putting all the elements together that make for the 21st century. This is how we're grabbing, and this is how we're going to keep you. So people should be thinking in terms of how are they being visual with compelling pictures and creating videotapes. And there's a big market now for low-cost video. You can't go out and hire a big production house every time you want to do a video. You should use those folks, for your premier videos. But if you want to have content on an ongoing basis, you need a plan to produce low-cost video on little items of expertise that people pay you for.
How important do you think video is in this day and age in terms of communicating with your public?
It gives you an edge. It gives you an edge over the people that don't use video well. Now, we're beyond I'm just going to look into a camera and do a talking head. That doesn't make your case. A video is a story, and we're storytellers. And the video should say, here's some examples, and use visuals to show what you're talking about. In other words, visuals should match the audio portion. That's how you put a good package. This is the term we use in TV news. You package this so if you have a nice package video, for example, I have on how to deal with nerves when speaking, that gives me the edge over the other public speaking websites that don't have that video. Now,
sure.
Granted, I was on the air as a TV anchor, so I have a little bit of some expertise there, but I'm going to exploit the edge that I have, and I think that's what we all have to do as competitors, is what are the things you do well, exploit those in this competitive environment, and that will make the difference.
And video these days does not have to be expensive. I went out actually and bought a flip cam for around $100.
Yep.
I have a little tripod, $20 from Target, and set it up on my dining room table and sit there and can pump out a 2-minute YouTube video on a topic that is going to be helpful and engaging and will provide people with really solid information and content. Throw it up on YouTube, put it on a blog on my website, and boom, you're done. It's no longer about having to go out and spend thousands of dollars on a professionally produced video. I do suggest doing that for a premier introductory video on your website, maybe something that's going to be on your homepage where you're going to be talking to people for the first time. That really should be professionally done and showcased well. But if you're just going to be providing those regular tips and tricks on a constant basis to get you not only good for search engine optimization, but also just a great way to communicate in general, you don't have to spend a lot of money to do it.
Yeah, and I think you have to, in terms of video production, you want to be thinking in terms of capturing video that you can use in your presentations. In other words, when you see videos that are substantial, or for example, get video testimonials from people that say, gee, that was great, Erica. You really helped me do this. You really helped me do that. To try to capture video so that when it comes to putting together a presentation, you can incorporate those things. And you certainly can use graphics. Whenever you're talking about a few items, you want to be able to list those and reinforce those with pictures. So think visually, because video is about visuals. And too often now, people just have talking heads. If you're a talking head and somebody else has compelling visuals, then your video is going to stand out over theirs. But in the end, it's the content. What is it you're saying that matters? And that's really where the story lies, is what content are you giving me? As you put it, content is king. Giving them content that they can use today that's going to better their lives. Because I went to a speech the other day, and somebody said, wow, my head's spinning. I learned 28 things. I said, no, you didn't. If your head's spinning, you didn't really learn 28 things, and nobody learns 28 things from a presentation.
Right.
The goal is for the real expertise in a speaker is to say, yeah, there are 28 things about this topic, but the 2 or 3 big things are these 2 or 3 things, and I'm going to hammer those home in the presentation to make it simple and compelling. And when you leave out of this room, you're going to use that today to make your life or your business better. That's what a good presentation is about.
Absolutely. Mark, thank you so much for being a guest on the show. I want to make sure that people know how to get a hold of you. So what is the best way to reach you?
Absolutely. MarkGrimm.com is my website. There's 2 M's in Grimm, and it's loaded with a lot of, I think, valuable content that people can use, and, of course, videos. And also a way to contact me.
Fantastic. Mark Grimm from Mark Grimm Communications, thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate it.
You're wonderful to be with, Erica, and I wish you continued success.
Thank you so much. You're listening to Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy on 1220 AM KDOW. You can visit us online to get the scoop on upcoming shows as well as archives at punchmarketing.biz. I'm your host, Erica Taylor Montgomery, and we'll be right back.